So,
Okay.
Miss Love and Lavender, my royal family, you have just entered into Goddess Seat Coaching, where I help beautiful women just like G use their feminine power to get into peak state so that way they can get into peak performance. This looks like romance, personal, professional, parental, and all of the incredible, amazing roles that we play as women. So, first and foremost, I just want to say, you look stunning, goddess.
Oh, thank you
And,
so much.
and tell us about yourself and tell me, like, what are you most excited about this session today?
Okay, so I'm Giarmani Simmons, and I'm from New Jersey. I'm a licensed cosmetologist, and I have specialized in makeup and eyelash artistry. So that's pretty much about me, and I'm very just excited to be here because every time I talk to you, Coach Nubia, it's so refreshing. And you always put things in a fresh perspective for me in such a natural and just, it's just like synergistic way. Basically, it feels like I had the word earlier. It feels like a code that I receive when I'm talking to you, like a transmission when we have secret conversations. It's very much a sacred space, a safe space. And I feel like a lot of people need that, especially our women nowadays. So that is what I'm excited about to get more of that transmission.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. And we actually met at a goddess retreat experience. It was an
Yeah.
event, and we've been in touch ever since. And I'm so glad. I'm so grateful. Oftentimes, we go out to networking events and places that we enjoy, and then we meet people, and sometimes we don't nurture the relationship, but
Mhm.
we've been able to nurture the relationship
Right.
and cultivate this incredible connection. And I'm so grateful to be of service to you and to help you. So today we're going to get into some peak performance coaching. Now, peak performance is when you are in your peak state. And again, as women, we play so many different roles. And usually we're in peak state, maybe in one area in our life. But it's at the expense of all of the other areas of our life. Earlier, I did a video on the four P's of living a life of harmony, of season. And so the first P was purpose. The second P was passion. The
Mhm.
third one was pleasure. And the fourth one was play.
Ooh.
Yes, right? Because we need all of them. So peak
Yeah.
performance is being able to integrate all of the parts of yourself to get into a state where you feel fulfilled, successful, and in your peak. So let's talk about, I know that we're going to be working very diligently on all of the goals, all of your goals for this year and what you see for yourself. But today we're going to focus and hone in on one area, and so let's talk about it. Let's see, what do you have written down? What are some of the thoughts that you were able to come up with? And then we'll dive right into it.
Well, before we continue, I would like to say you look absolutely brilliantly stunning. Yes, it's just like radiating right from you. Oh my gosh. So
Thank
it's just,
you.
yes, I had to say that first. And now, before we my camera keeps doing this thing and I'm trying to stop it from doing that. So let me see. I think it's here. Let's do a portrait. Wait, there we go. I think that's it, huh? Is that it? Oh,
Mhm.
did I mess it up? Oh no, I think we're good. Right here. I think we're still good. Okay. And okay, so what do I have written down for like this year?
Or
And
just
like,
like if we were to start somewhere, right? If we were
mhm.
to start at the most pressing thing or the most pressing challenge that you're currently experiencing, and then we can be able to take it from there.
Got it. So I would say the most challenging thing for me right now is like my core values. I know that they're aligned. It's just, I feel that I could use a refinement of them. And dang, now that I don't know, it's like having so many notebooks and journals, you get like, you lose track of them. Um, so I think it's pretty much my core value. And then like, what do I have? I know I have something else. One second. I just have to get my journal.
Yeah, that's completely fine. We can actually go through and refine your core values. That could be a big chunk of what we do today. And
Okay.
that yeah, the remaining things we can do moving forward.
Yeah.
So core values, this is so important when we talk about leadership. And if you're watching this and you are a woman who leads her life and leads her own life, of course, with the help of God, you are a leader, right? So you may be an entrepreneur, you may be a business owner, you may be a mother, you may be a wife, you may be a girlfriend, you may be an executive, you may be an employee, you're still a leader, right? So I said to say core values. So let's actually get into it. Let's give me a good five. What's your top five core values? And when we think of core values, let's think of what is it that you actually value? And if you were to think of like the top five values in your life that actually leads you in your life,
Mm.
those, what would those be? And then we're gonna unfold and really tap into those.
So up on the list would be integrity. So being in alignment with divine law, pretty much, that is top of priority. Now, I'm a luxury girl. I'm a material girl, and so I really value beauty. I value aesthetic and also my creative pursuits, creative expression. Those are those are things that I feel that I can't live without.
Okay. Real quick, you said integrity. You
Okay.
said being in alignment, like universal law and divine law.
Yeah.
Okay. You also talked about quality, having a quality lifestyle.
Yes.
Okay. You talked about beauty and then you talked about creative expression. All right. So great, phenomenal core values. And the reason why it's important to have core values, number one, so that way you can always go to the center of yourself and realign yourself anytime you feel out of alignment. Number two, it's important to have core values so that way you know how to articulate your core values to others, which is extremely important as well. So, if we think about integrity, tell me, what does giving integrity look like to you? And then what does receiving integrity look like for you? So tell me, like, how do you know that you're giving integrity or being integrist? And then how does it feel to receive integrity? How do you know someone's being integrist, right? So if you can paint that picture for me, so that way you are able to know, okay, what does it look like when I'm in alignment and I'm in integrity? And what does it look like for me to be in a connection, a relationship, partnering, doing business with someone who has that core value as well? So from the giving end and then the receiving end.
From the giving in, I'll start with I feel I give integrity by it was it's a quote, but basically not giving what is like fair. Kind of going above. It doesn't have to be beyond because I'm snapping out of my people pleasing tendencies, but giving above average. So say someone gives me a smile that day
Hmm.
when I'm walking out of the door. I'll perhaps give a smile. And this is authentic to me and like how I'm feeling, which is usually positive. But I'll give a smile and hold the door open for them. You know what I'm saying? Or on a negative side, which I've been through recently, like if someone wants to argue or like go back and forth, like you, you know what, you're right. I'm sorry. You know, forgive me. And even if they keep on, you know, coming coming at me, just kind of like just letting them go through their thing and uh doing what's best for me moving forward. You know what I'm saying? So basically not returning energy, maintaining my energy, which is divine. So
Got you. Okay. So
yeah.
maintaining your energy.
Yeah.
All right. And then going above average. I'm hearing like reciprocating and really upholding the spirit of excellence,
Yes, exactly.
a standard in a way.
A
Got.
stand.
All right. So let's do this. Let's do a quick role play. How can you articulate integrity being a core value to you and for you? See, we can know what's valuable to us, but when we can put language to it, we're able to move and operate as female leaders in a way where we're understood, we're seen, and we're heard. We're not being passive about it. We're not being too play about it. It's authoritative and
Yes.
it's real. So let's walk through and do some role playing on how to actually articulate you having integrity. So I'm going to be I'm going to be a guy, okay? I'm going to be a guy, right? And I want you to articulate, and there's no right or wrong way to do it. We're just going to work through it together so that way you can build the muscle of articulating, as we talked about, articulating yourself in a way that is clear, is concise, and it gets the point across, and you don't have to go from 0 to 100 in order to be able to do that.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, well, so integrity to you, right? Because your definition of integrity is from what you said, going above average, right? Going
Yeah.
above average, not doing too much, right? But doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do. That right? So that's a
Yeah.
simple way to put integrity. So let's take for an example. I am a guy, right? And I'm saying, oh, well, you know, you didn't text me back, so I didn't text you back, right? Okay, let's do that, right? So I'm a guy. Yeah, so, you didn't text me back, so I didn't text you back. So I'm just like, well, she'll just hit me up whenever she hit me up. And I'm just like, I'm adjusting to your speed, like I'm matching your energy.
Wow. Yeah. That's interesting. That's interesting. I feel that if that works for you, then you know, I'm happy for you. I mean, like, how do you feel about that? Like, do you feel like that's getting you your desired results, or would you like, like, how do you
My
feel
desired result is just to this ain't no one-way street, so I need to see you putting in effort like how I'm putting in effort.
about okay. So I can put in effort, but I have desired results. Okay. And so I'm not gonna if you know, if I have a plan for the day or if I have a plan for our relationship, I'm pretty much going to communicate that to
Oh,
you
so you
when
saying you saying you're not into me?
no, I'm not. I'm definitely not saying that. I would like to be able to finish my sentence, sir, but um I get that you're a little bit worked up and perhaps we can talk about it when you calm down a little bit and yeah.
Okay. All right. Give it up for you. Give it up for you. Give it up for you. Now I know that role playing at first it could feel so cringy because it's like, oh
Yes.
my gosh, it's so on the spot. But see, the truth is, we don't get the practice until we're actually in the experience. And this
Yes.
is what happens when we're in the experience. We're caught off guard because you never know what someone else is going to say, right?
Yeah.
But you just practice like being in that state of like, okay, what's important is for me to communicate this core value in a way where you feel seen, you feel heard, sir, but I'm also going to let you know what I value.
Right.
So what I want you to do is I want you to
Okay.
you be the guy, and then I'm going to communicate the integrity and the core value so that way he knows
Okay. So now I'm the guy.
you're the guy.
Okay. Hey, I see you over there, and I haven't heard from you in a while. So, like, what's up, stranger?
Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you for checking in on me. So, yeah, I have been very in demand with my attention. I've been working on some amazing, incredible creative projects, and it's been a good time. I actually did see that you text me, and I see that you were just checking in on me. When I communicate with you, I feel like we definitely have a good connection. But something that I really, really value is quality versus quantity. I see that you text me very often, and it's usually something like, hey, or what's up? And although I think it's very flattering that you are checking in with me, I value quality. And again, what's important to me is to ensure, oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
So, am I? Do you just feel like I'm not good enough for you?
Hmm. Yeah, so what I feel like is it's a little too early for me to determine exactly what is good with you. I'm sure you're a phenomenal person. Yeah. But again, what I value integrity and I value, doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do. And I think the right thing to do is just communicating to you that I think it's cute that you send me those text messages daily, a few times a day. But what I value is quality, and I value a person who I can collaborate with energetically to move my creative projects forward.
Mm, wow. You know what? I actually never really thought of it that way. Yeah.
Right.
Well, okay. Integrity,
Integrity. Yeah.
quality.
Quality. Yeah, yeah. All
Okay.
right, so we're gonna break it there.
Great.
Yeah. So so the thing about it is we can be polite, we can be kind, but we can also be extremely precise and concise and remembering that, okay, what I want to do is keeping in mind, like I want to communicate to this person that I value reciprocity. And reciprocity for me specifically looks like this. Oftentimes, you can find a person who, let's take for an example, you value communication,
Mhm.
right? I value communication, but I value quality communication versus quantity communication. A bunch of hays and how you're doing and what you're doing. That's not valuable to me and that's not valuable for me. I'm not in a space and a state in my life where I am entertaining someone's boredom. My
Right.
creative projects really want my attention, and I value someone who wants to pursue creative projects with me as well. And
Mm.
for that person to know that so that way they can raise their hand and say, "Yes, I'm super interested in that." Or, "I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not into that. I that's not my speed, and we don't have it in common." You see?
Yes. Wow. Wow. This whole time, I'm thinking that I was like communicating, you know, as concisely as possible. But no, that was not happening. I kind of like, I kind of expect people to like look at what I'm doing and be like, oh, yeah, like I know that she's doing this. But like, no, I guess they really don't know.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
absolutely. And here's
like,
the thing, and here's a picture I want to paint. everyone is living in their own like galaxy, right? So when you meet a person, and let's say you meet a person and you go into their home and you experience what it's like to be with them in their home, you're experiencing their universe, you're experiencing the incense they like to light, you're experiencing, the smells in the air, you're experiencing a person's galaxy. And this is what happens when we talk and connect with the person. We're experiencing their thoughts, their habits, their beliefs, what's important to them, their communication style, their attachment style, their love language, all these things, right? And so
Yes.
oftentimes people won't they will maybe see you or get to know you or maybe watch your Instagram page or follow you on these different social media platforms. But what's so important for us to do is to never assume that a person just gets it, especially when we talk about relationships or romance or even friendships, right? It's important for us to be able to communicate and articulate what's important to us. So again, a person can be able to say, oh yeah, I'm interested in that, or that's not really in alignment with how I think or what I feel. And so great job, great job. You did amazing. You did amazing. So let's do another one for let's talk about quality lifestyle. This one's a good one, right? Quality lifestyle. So what does giving quality look like for you? And then what does receiving quality look like for you? So for an example, how do you, since your core value is a quality lifestyle, right? How do you give quality, right? And then how do you receive quality? How do you know that you're receiving quality?
I know that I'm receiving quality when I feel enriched by my experience.
Tell me, what does that sensation feel like? Like, how do you know you're feeling enriched? What goes on in your body? What's the thoughts in your mind? How's your vibration?
The feelings in my body is usually like a feeling of warmth or pleasure or let's say like really good, like let's say, yeah, let's stick with that. And it usually just makes me feel just like hugged, you know, like if it's a good meal, if it's a good like scent, if it's a good makeup day, a good hair day, it just makes me feel so adored, you know.
So adored. I love that. And I love that song by Miguel.
Oh,
Nice.
yes.
So, yes, how do you give quality? Tell me about that. How do you give quality?
I feel that I give quality by creating a space and an ambiance of comfort and of safety, for expression to happen, in whatever way it wants to happen.
Oh, this is absolutely beautiful. Okay. So let's do a quick example
Okay.
of communicating quality. Okay.
Mm.
So let's do, I did the guy, right? For the first one. For this one, I'm going to say, so you verify a quality lifestyle as your ability to cultivate a space and an ambiance of comfort and safety for creative expression. So let's say you have a sister, right? You have a sister and she's coming into town and she's been really depressed because she is not feeling fulfilled in her career and she just experienced a breakup. So she's just really not in her energy bag, right? And so what you want to do is you want to lift her spirit up. Okay. How would you cultivate an experience for your sister? Give me an example.
An example of creating a space for her would to be obviously get her in my presence and then maybe make a drink for her, it could be tea or whatever mood she's in. Like if she needs a cocktail or something, make her one of those. And then, find oh, look at that. Literally, that is so interesting. My like sister basically literally just texted me. It's so interesting.
She needs you. She needs you.
Yeah, so I'm gonna, but I digress. So I would, and that's literally the person that I was thinking of as we were just doing this role play. So I would do something that we both like to do, maybe like a board game or a card game, like whatever. And then, just have fun, like be fun vibe, just be like, and then like let her vent, let her vent or, whatever the case may be, and share
Okay.
stories and stuff like that.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, what happens if this sister, maybe it's not this sister specifically, but what happens if, you maybe have a sister who you do want to cultivate a space for, but she's just like, I'm not into all of that material stuff. Like, I'm not into all of that materialism. She kind of throw a little shots here and there about
Mm,
like the way you wear makeup or something like that. How do you communicate that one of your core values are like living a quality life where there is beauty, there is radiance, there is high level material things. Like how would you communicate that to a woman, to a sister or to a cousin? So I'll be the cousin, right? Let's call her Monica. I'll be Monica. Okay.
okay.
So yeah, yeah, G, I definitely want to come over, but I know you like kind of bougie and all that. And I'm not into all that because I'm not material and I'm
Mhm.
just that doesn't make me, bags don't make me, makeup don't make me, hair don't make me,
Oh,
or anything like that. So I'm just letting you know.
okay. Okay, Miss Thing. Well, excuse me. Well, I kind of already knew that about you. And actually, that's what I love about you. And, you know, there's going to be different strokes for different folks, but I will tell you, honey, that I know you feel good after a good haircut. I know you feel good after going to go get some of your beauty services. So, whatever floats your boat. I mean, I have press on nails here, honey, if you want to do, it's not about material. It's not about material. It's about nurturing your spirit and your essence. If you don't do it, who else is going to do it for you? And plus, you can't just keep on depending on other people to do it. You got to learn yourself.
Mm, okay. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's give it up for you. Let's give it up for you.
Yeah.
I love you. You are so empathetic. I love that about you. Very compassionate, very empathetic. I love that. All right, so you be Monica, and then I'm going to communicate to you the core value of having a quality lifestyle.
Mm.
So you can say the same thing that something similar to what I said, like, oh yeah, little shots,
Just a little.
little
Okay.
jazz.
Well, okay. Gee, you want to know what? I know that you love your makeup and stuff, but I'm not really looking to do anything too much, and I'm very, very earthy girl. I feel that, I feel that I don't need the makeup and the hair and the nails and all that to like look good. I feel like I look good naturally, and I feel like women who, you know, don't wear makeup they're just more appealing. But I don't want to do that.
Okay, absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you for sharing that with me. What I value is I definitely value women being comfortable and what makes them feel good. And so for me, I 100% value quality. I value luxury. I do value material things. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why. What I find to be very fulfilling is when I can cultivate a space and an ambiance for one of my sisters who's maybe experiencing depression or some sadness. And because of that space, she's able to get back into her creative bag. That's what fuels me up, and that's what I value. So I do value this quality lifestyle. And I totally understand that, you like the natural vibe and the natural way of doing things, and I'm glad that that works for you. Because here's the thing. Sometimes we can want to be very agreeable to keep conflict down, right? But
Mhm,
being agreeable can work to just keep peace, right? But
mhm,
if we want to start getting more familiar with speaking our truths, it's important that we lead with compassion, right? And understanding and those amazing active listening skills, but we also lean inward to what we value and then communicating it as such, like, you know what? Well, yeah, I definitely value that. I'm standing 10 toes down on what it is that I value. And see, the more you can get comfortable about speaking your truths and you can practice speaking your truths, you're able to do it fluidly. So, for an example, if you are being interviewed by an investor who wants to put $100,000 behind your business and he's asking you some of your core values, you can be able to right off the top, oh, yes, what I do is I value integrity. I value creating exceptional experiences because I move in a spirit of excellence. You know what? I value a quality lifestyle. You know, I do value leveraging material and the quality of life to enhance my brand. You know, I value cultivating experience
mhm.
that inspires creative expression. This is the reason why my clients absolutely love me. I value this. I value that. When you can get used to speaking those values, you then become a walking brand. I know that I can expect from G, I can expect quality. Oh, she's hosting a retreat. I'm gonna we probably gonna have a tea party. I'm probably gonna get my makeup done. We probably even gonna have a photo shoot. I can expect from G that she
Yeah.
cultivate an exceptional experience. I can expect from G, okay, that the space is gonna smell good. It's gonna be clean. I don't have to bring a bunch of blankets and towels to sit on when I come over her house and you become this walking brand professionally and also personally. So great job to you. Let me hear some of your thoughts.
Okay, so 100% I do. Maybe I overcompensate on the empathy part and like the compassion part. And it's just because, I know that when people are acting out, that they're really like hurting inside. And so I never really want to be the person to like, you know, but I really do need to find my groove of and perhaps it's when I'm in a snappier mood because I'm in a really good mood right now.
Yeah.
So maybe because, because
And see here, and here's the key about that really quickly. The key
mhm,
about that is that when you're in a snappy mood, you can perform very well, right? You can perform very well when you're not in such a snappy, happy, joyful mood. That same
mhm,
performance can go straight up the opposite way. And see, this is the reason why we want to get used to being regulated and speaking your core values from a space of consistency. So
yes.
let me ask you this, because we all have our different ways of managing, like communicating with people and relating to people. You talked about really being empathetic and compassionate when someone is saying something or when someone is, you can tell their mood is like shifted a little bit. It's almost like you have this, well, you do have this mothering, nurturing feel. And I know you're a mother. And so when
Mhm.
that naturally we do want to overcompensate and we do want to immediately hold a space for them and and take the light off of us and what we value and just kind of put the light on them and what they value and almost in a way dim the values that we value by not even really acknowledging them, right? So the beautiful harmony about being an emotionally intelligent woman is that you you understand that I can be compassionate, empathetic, and I can also stand in my truth. I can also still communicate my values, and I can
And
understand. this does not mean, okay, hello. This does not mean that I'm not holding a space for a person or I'm, putting salt on their wound or I'm not seeing them or hearing them. If that is what they feel, that's the story they're telling themselves, and that's what they chose to feel. I can look at you right now and say, wow, G is absolutely stunning. I am inspired by her beauty. It makes me want to take one of her makeup classes and go on her website and book a consultation so she could teach me more about the reason why my forehead is always dry, but everything else is moist. And it's like, what product do I need for that, right? That's the story I'm telling myself based on my own confidence, based on what I deem valuable to me. What I deem valuable is getting someone in the field who can tell me and teach me more about something that can enhance my life. Now, I could look at you from a different lens and say, wow, G got on makeup. Like, do she think, like, do she not wear makeup? Like, do she think that women who don't wear makeup aren't beautiful? So, you know what? Next time I talk to G, like, I'm gonna tell her, like, I'm not into all that, right?
Right.
Just by you being, I'm telling myself the story that she wear makeup. What does this communicate about my skin? What does this communicate about her perspective on true beauty? Like now I have to put up this story and I have to, in so many ways, dump out all my insecurities just because I'm telling myself a story about what her beauty means for me. So it's never our responsibility to create a story or change a story on what somebody is telling themselves. It's our responsibility to be compassionate, empathetic, listen with intent, and then be able to communicate and articulate our value in our value system and what's valuable to us and for us.
I love that. I love that. And I can definitely do that better. That is something I definitely need to do better for sure.
I want you to say this. That is something I am definitely doing more of.
That is something I definitely am doing more of.
Because you're already doing it. We're right here. This is the power of peak performance coaching. Like you're doing it. You don't have to get to, you don't have to, that's my goal. You don't have to like, no, you're doing it. Just this
We're doing it.
conversation is going to be so impactful for even your next conversation that you have.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So understand that and this is the reason why role playing and in like hot seat coaching, goddess seat coaching is so transformative because it puts you in that moment right then and there. So you got this. You're doing incredible. You're doing incredible. Something else I want to mention
Mhm.
when we are learning things and we're getting coached and we're transforming and we're identifying that, oh, okay, I thought I was more precise at communicating, but maybe I need a little bit of more practice. I want us to always, always give ourselves the grace to say, oh, I get to transform. Oh, I
Mhm.
get, you know what? I get to polish this, right? And thinking of it in that way to say, oh, you know what? Oh, I get to communicate sharper. I get to communicate in a more polished way. You know what? I'm gonna be ready for that investor when he asks me these questions. You know what? I'm gonna be ready when that guy, comes to me and asks me what my core values are on the offense, and then on defense, I can be able to articulate when a person's out of pocket and they're questioning me about my core values or whatever it is. Whatever it is that you need, communicating your truths and your core values is going to serve you in many different ways. And so I want you to give yourself the grace and get excited about the transformation that's happening literally right now. So,
Yeah, it's happening.
yeah, it is. So let's talk this last one here, creative expression. So you value creative expression. Now, let's do a quick role play. I am a woman I'm in your chair, I'm getting my makeup done, and you have coaching available as well. You tell her about coaching because she is showing signs of insecurity. She is asking you, how do you understand your worth? And, how do you feel so beautiful when there's so many women out there who are beautiful? You can sense, like, you got this sensory that, okay, she needs some additional inner work to help her enhance the beauty that she already has. But she's saying to you, like, gee, I know that you saying I need to do this inner work thing, but I'm just not like out there with my expression. Like I don't, I know you value or you talk about creative expression, but I'm not like into all that growing up in my household. I didn't really see a lot of affection and my mom and dad never really hugged or kissed or showed me any type of love and affection. So I don't really express myself like that. And I don't think that I need to. I don't think nothing's wrong with that.
Right. I see. You wanna know what? I actually can relate to that. I grew up kind of in the same way. And that is what made creative expression so important for me. And so I know that it does not seem like a priority right now, but um, I'm telling you that there's no amount of beauty services or products that you're going to be able to get that is going to help you fill whatever void that you're trying to fill, okay, inside.
But
And so,
I'm not trying to fill a void. I just know that I just don't need to express my emotions.
well, okay, that is a way to look at it as well. For me personally, when I'm not, trying to express my emotions, I do feel a bit void. So, I mean,
But what's void? Like, what do you mean? Are you trying to say like I'm jaded right now?
like just a little bit jaded, like maybe your emotions are just a little bit backed up, you know. Your emotions, and there's nothing wrong with that because everyone goes through it. I've been through it. And so when you can express yourself creatively, it is healing. It is healing. So I mean, you can just start your healing journey in whatever way that you want. Whatever way that you want.
Good. Well, I'm just telling you, boo-boo.
I'm,
Right?
well, I'm just telling
Let's
you.
give it up for you. Let's give it up for you. Let's give it up for you. Let's
I'm
give it up for
just gonna
you.
be honest. I'm gonna
Yes.
tell you the truth.
Because here's the thing, right? You're going to be working with some incredible women. And then you're also going to be working with women maybe who need a few more steps until they showcase that they are incredible, right? So great job, great job. So with the creative expression, right? And women saying, "Oh, you know what? I don't need to do all of that expression. Like I'm good the way I am." But they apparently energetically you can sense right through your expertise they need some work, they need some work, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a great way to do this from an authoritative perspective but also still a compassionate mother archetype that you embody just naturally, right? Not
Yes.
only are you a mother but you have the mothering archetype, so you again always are holding that space for emotional expression.
Yes.
When a person doesn't do that and they're like almost rebelling against a creative expression and emotional expression, what do you do and how do you articulate that when it's valuable for you? All right, so okay, you be her, I'll be I'll be G.
Okay.
G the
Okay.
genius. G the beauty genius.
Yeah. Would you look at that? Let's give it up for that one. Oh, I might have to. I might have to flip my own little spin on that one. Thank you for
Yeah.
that. Okay. So, all right. All right, G. You wanna know what? I just been so over it. And I feel that I think my music just changed. That's fine. I just been so over it, and I just feel like why do people want me to express my emotions? I just feel like it's not beneficial to me.
Thank you for sharing that. That definitely makes a lot of sense for you, right? So, expressing your emotions and expressing your feelings, I'll tell you the reason why I value creative expression. Growing up, I didn't see my mother and father hug or kiss, or I didn't really see any type of intimacy. So, I struggle with that in relationships, showcasing my emotions. Like I had them, but I didn't feel the need to express them. And even still, right now, to this day, I still find ways to creatively express myself because I found that when I do that, I feel more alive. I feel more warm. I feel comfortable. I feel like I'm being hugged. I feel enriched. I feel seen. I feel heard. And it's this like sensation of warmth inside of my stomach in a way. Have you ever felt like warm? When's the last time you felt warm?
Oh, wow. I mean, I have not felt warm in a very, very long time. Wow. Wow, the way that you put that one. Last time I got a hug from my one of my family members.
And I mean, what was the sensation like? How did you feel? How does that warmth translate? Like, was it in your stomach? Was it in your heart? Was it in your
Well, you want to know what? I was actually like really just like a little bit like drunk or something. Like I really barely, maybe I just felt warm because I was drunk.
got you? Okay. Okay. And so, I express the way I feel when I'm expressing myself as warm, but maybe for you, it could be a little different. So, even just like right now, having this conversation, like, what do you currently feel?
Well, you want to know what, G? I feel just neutral, you know. I just feel like we're having a conversation and I'm trying to dig deep, but it's a little difficult.
And so, do you find that to be difficult just today, or has that been the trend in your life?
Lately, this is just how it's been.
Okay,
This is how it's been.
got you. All right. And do you feel like if you were to express yourself and feel a little bit more comfortable and more fluid with expressing yourself, do you feel like you could potentially express yourself a little bit more?
I definitely do. Yeah, I do feel like I could get there. You know, I could get there. I just guess I'm being a bit stubborn because I don't really want to feel anything.
Why, may I ask why? Why is it that you don't want to feel anything?
Well, it's just because creative expression is a bit much, and you're putting yourself out there, and you don't want to be judged, and you don't want people all up in your business.
Right. So, in terms of being judged, what's like, who's like the worst? Like, what would be, let's take for an example, you started expressing yourself in that art that you've been painting, you put it on social media. What would be like the worst judgment like ever that you could think of?
Ooh. Mm. I would say, I would say honestly, like I don't even know. Wait,
Mm.
aren't I supposed to be someone who doesn't aren't aware of their feelings, right? That's what we're doing.
Someone who's like really trying to be like hardcore, and someone who is like jaded. And
Oh, okay. Well, I yeah, like I feel like I don't have a specific person, but especially like the people close to me, like I don't really want them to know or like see like what I'm really up to, in my free time.
mm-hmm. Okay, got you. So the creative expression and you not wanting to express yourself, it's like judgment. It's like you don't want people in your business. It's like you don't know what they're going to say, right? And so this is the beauty and the power of when you start working with me. I can tell you are someone who truly is, you're confident, right? And you love creating your art, right? But you don't want to like pimp out your passions just for exposure. right? Just so that way you can gain more following or this or that. You value privacy. And that's actually amazing. So the power and what my clients love most about working with me is that you maintain that privacy, but you still get into the creative expression in a way that feels good for you, where you feel safe, where you feel like your privacy is valued, and where you also don't feel like how you were saying that you feel blocked. Let's go ahead on and move forward and get you enrolled in some coaching.
Yeah, like why not? Why not? Now that you put it like that, why not?
All right, there we go. Good.
That was that was longer than expected. I thought
That's fine.
hard.
That's fine.
That's
So
hard.
yeah, it's challenging, right? But
Yeah.
again, you as being a coach, right? You are gonna get rebuttals from some women who they're trying to make a change, but there are limiting beliefs inside of their mind and their stories and their thoughts in their mind that's fighting them. So that way they don't change, and they usually communicate that through the way they talk to a person who's wanting to help them change.
Mm, right. I totally understand that. I do. I understand that. Yeah. Oh wow. That is making so much more sense now.
In so
Good.
many ways, it's preparing you for, again, you communicating your core values in all different arenas. That's through family, that's when you are going live on social media, that's when you are talking to a potential client, that's when you're talking to a guy, a friend, a sister. This is all about you not just knowing your core values, but to
Mhm.
take it up several levels and be able to articulate the value of your core values and speaking them out loud in a way where you're not convincing anyone, but you're truly just standing in them.
Yes.
Any
Yes.
questions? Any questions? You did amazing. You did amazing.
Oh, thank you. And honestly, you just blew me out of the water. I was not expecting that. And that's exactly what I needed. So, any questions? Okay, any questions? Hmm. This will be recorded. Definitely. Oh, yeah. This is definitely going to be recorded. Questions. Are there any other like practical ways, say that like I could practice with myself, maybe like in the mirror? Like, are there any other methods?
Absolutely. So, a method that I would recommend that's very easy to implement would be to write down your core values
Okay.
and then write down a sentence that aligns with your core value. For an example, you value integrity. That's one of your core values. So, a sentence of that, very quick, very memorable: integrity, carrying a spirit of excellence. It's almost like a quote, right? That's just,
Right.
when I think G, I think spirit of excellence and
Yeah.
hype, right? Universal, we didn't say universal and divine law, but universal and divine law, staying in alignment, quality lifestyle, and say enrichment equals safety, beauty, prioritizing, prioritizing eye candy or something along those lines, right? You would use your language, right? Creative expression, mandatory mandatory outlets, or just something that resonates with you. So I would list those one, two, three, four, five, those core values, and then you can even make a list of 20, right? But those core values, and then having a phrase that you can remember that goes along with the core value, and then reciting those when you first wake up, and then
Mhm.
also when you go to bed. This allows you to, I love your faces.
Oh.
Yes, this allows you to get it into your subconscious so that way you can articulate it at a higher level. But please go ahead, share.
Oh my God. Okay. Yes, 100%. That is genius. I had been needing to update what I listen to when I go to bed and what I when I wake up. So that's genius. It's so brilliant.
And
Thank you.
use your voice note. So my one of my most top two apps I would say on my phone
Mhm.
are the Note app right here. But the Note app is
Yeah.
where I have a bunch of notes, and then the voice memo app.
Okay.
So if you go onto your phone, if you have an iPhone, right? iPhone?
Yes. Yes.
Right. And you can go to where it says memo and you can click record. And what it'll do is record your voice and you can go through your core values. My name is G the beauty genius. I just really love that.
Yes.
So my name is G the beauty genius.
The beauty genius.
It's this beautiful ring to it. G the beauty genius.
It really does.
Actually gave, yeah, I gave one of my other clients a name and now she uses it on all her social media platforms and it just rings so beautifully,
It does.
right? So integrity, going above and beyond, carrying a spirit of excellence, universal and divine law. Alignment is my only reality. And just like listing this
Mm.
off, and you can
Yes.
put it in a voice memo and listen to it before bed and before you wake up for the day. That'll be a way to practically embed these core values.
Give it up. Let's give it up for you as well. Oh my gosh. That's what I needed. That's exactly what I needed. And I'm just how simple it is. I really feel like we overcomplicate things, and especially me being a Virgo, sometimes I can overthink it. But that is so simple. And even just using those words, it's just like simple words and sentences. It doesn't even have to be a whole thing, you know? Wow.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so let me ask you this. How do you feel like this is going to simplify things in your life?
It's going to simplify things in my life by, kind of just like throwing out the chatter, all the extra chatter, and giving me the like meat of what I need to be communicating about. And it's going to give me that emotional stimulation with these values that will allow me to really use it in my language, in my everyday daily language. Wow. Wow. Yes. Yes, this is that's it. It's just so simple. Thank you so much.
Very, very simple. And here's the amazing part as you continue to polish these, it's going to flow so beautifully. And when it's time to communicate and maybe coach a client through any limited beliefs, or if it's time to talk to a family member who's been throwing salt since you can remember,
Mm-hmm.
or even if it's time to just speak your truth, if you're on a live stream and someone's asking you, like, how do you stay inspired or what do you believe in? And you
Yeah.
can always resort to your core values because this is what keeps you at your core. In addition, when you feel out of alignment, you know how to give yourself these core values. You know what will activate these core values for you. So for an example, quality lifestyle, right? Let's take for an example, you're in a space where maybe you're saving some money and you're not going to go buy that purse that you really, really want to buy, but you have this urge in you to want to have some form of quality, just something new, something more pizzazz,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's up to you to provide yourself with the creative space to give
Mm-hmm.
yourself that quality experience to
Yes.
fulfill that desire. See,
Yes.
when we can understand our core values, we can fulfill our own desires and also be able to articulate that to others so that way they can fulfill our desires if that's in their role, if that's what they desire to do.
Yes.
This is the same thing like cultivating the safe spaces for expression. You value that. So now you know how to, if you're working with a partner or if you're in a romantic dynamic and they are more avoidant and they don't express themselves, you can showcase to them, hey, here's how we express ourselves. Right? You'll create the safe space and you'll lead by example. So that's where that feminine leadership is coming in. You go first. You are the influence.
Yes. Exactly. Yep. Yep. That makes perfect sense.
Awesome. All right. So before we wrap it up,
Mhm.
any other last questions? What do you feel in your body from just going through this? What do you feel in your body? And then any other questions?
So what I'm feeling right now, I'm definitely feeling like soothing feelings. Uh, I'm feeling like it's almost like a click for me, and I'm able to like even as you were talking, I was able to see myself in certain um scenarios and where I had already been doing this, like what we're talking about, but on a smaller level, and I feel comfortable enough to expand, and so I'm really utilizing that, and I'm really just thanking God right now, and thinking myself, thanking you, because it really is special to be able to like see yourself, you know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Phenomenal. Thank you for that feedback. And
Mm-hmm.
I love that you see yourself and I love that you showed up for yourself. And so your homework, I call it the goddess work. Your
Okay.
goddess work is to cultivate your core values, make your list, and then speak your list. And here's the key. Speak your list as if you are seducing yourself. Okay?
Oh,
Yes. Oh, make it just here's look. You're in your core, you're in that core, like, oh my goodness, I get a chance to create. Oftentimes we think we need to go outside of ourselves to feel pleasure, but the truth is all we have to do is understand what moves us and makes us feel that sense of sensation. And
yeah.
just like that, we're in that pleasure, we're in that
Oh,
giddy, like child, like, oh, I get to create. You gotta
yeah.
that. And everything comes from within. So,
Oh my gosh. This is great. I just feel the tinglings. I feel the tingles. So thank you so much. Wow.
welcome. You're very welcome. So, thank you, family, so much for watching. We will be back again with another Goddess Seed coaching.
Yes.
And if you are following on YouTube, feel free, subscribe, and light us up in the comments. Let us know what you took away from this session. And if you are on the gram, follow me on at Nubia K Sade and G, the beauty genius. Where can we find you on the socials?
You can find me at Jatherial on Instagram and YouTube, actually, and Snapchat. So that will be. You can actually put G the Beauty Genius, and you'll probably see it come up because I am gonna coin that name. I'm gonna coin it. Yes.
Love it.
Yes. Oh
As
my.
you should, as you should. Oh my goodness. Such a phenomenal, phenomenal session today. You did amazing. You did incredible. I'll send you this recording. And
Thank you.
for the YouTube family here, we love you very much. If you are interested in doing some Goddess Hot Seat coaching, feel free to send me an email at feqmastery@gmail.com or slide in my DMs on Instagram, Nubia K Sade. And I'll see you on the next video.
Yeah.
Vanilla.
Later.